Are you looking to get your first chin up? I'll show you all the exercises you'll need to do to get there, as well as one exercise you might not have even considered. I'll also share some great starter programs so you can take your first steps. Let's get right to it. What's up, my fellow Rebel? Coach Jim here, and I want to help you get your first chin up. I've coached beginners from their first chin up all the way up to 10 plus chin ups, and there is no greater feeling than when someone realizes they are so much more capable than they first thought. I mean, there is no better way to feel like a superhero than to get your first chin up. Let's get right into it. The first thing is to make sure we're on the same page with definitions. So, a chin up is where you are grabbing the bar with palms facing toward you, and your hands are going to be about shoulder width apart. A pull up is where your palms are going to be facing away from you, and your hands are probably going to be a little bit wider than shoulder width. And then halfway between those is the neutral grip. You'll usually see this on rings, and this is where your palms are actually facing each other. In terms of difficulty, I see the chin up being the easiest and the pull-up being a lot harder, with the neutral grip chin up somewhere in the middle. What this means is that while you might be doing exercises with both the chin up and the pull-up grip, the chin up grip exercises are probably going to feel a little stronger. All right, let's talk about one of the first exercises to consider on your road to chin up mastery, the one-arm dumbbell row. Now, I love this exercise because no matter what level you're at, you can work on this and get stronger. It's also great because you don't even need a chin-up bar to do it. Heck, you don't even need a dumbbell to do it. You can grab anything heavy around the house, whether that's a backpack filled with books or a suitcase or a gallon of milk. Whatever you can grab to pull on up and row is great. You'll want to make sure to lean forward at the hips, keep the back in a good solid position, and drive that elbow past the body. Now, if the one-arm dumbbell row is the only exercise that you're able to do for your chin-up training, then it should really come as no surprise that you're gonna have to work up to about half your body weight with each arm in order to have a good shot at your first chin-up. And that's totally fine. That's gonna give you plenty of work to do as you build up the weight in that exercise. Speaking about not having a chin-up bar, if you are watching this video and you just don't have one available, check out our article, The 5 Best Pull-Up Alternatives, where I've got a great video where I show how to create a chin-up bar setup with just a pair of towels. All right, the next exercise on the list is body weight rows. Now, this is another one you might have seen, and there's a lot of different ways to do them. You can perform them on a set of rings or TRX, or set a bar up in a rack and pull up that way. Or if you don't have either of those pieces of equipment, you can also actually set yourself up right underneath a table. Just be careful, make sure it's secure, and make sure the table's not gonna flip over top you. Now, if you're doing the rows with the rings or a bar in a rack, you can adjust your angle to make things easier or harder. You can also bend at the knees to make the exercise a little bit easier for you. When you're able to row up for about 6 to 8 reps with your body at about 45-degree angle, that's a pretty good place to be, and you're ready to move on to the next exercises. All right, so before we start getting into exercises that actually look like chin-ups, let me go back and talk about that one exercise that you might not have even considered for your chin-up training. It is, drum roll please, the front plank. Yes, the front plank. All right, let me explain. So the tension that we create in our midsection and glutes for the front plank is actually the same sort of tension that we want for our chin up or pull up. In addition, that tension actually helps the back muscles engage stronger through a concept called muscle irradiation. Now, muscle irradiation essentially means that when a muscle is working hard, it actually recruits the neighboring muscles. So again, that tight midsection is going to allow the back muscles to really engage strong. If you're still confused about the concept of muscle irradiation, think about what happens every time you go to flex your bicep. Everyone squeezes their hand nice and tight because that allows the arm to contract even stronger. Anyways, back to the front plank. If you're not able to hold it for at least 60 seconds, this would be a great exercise to add to the end of your workouts. Now, if you're not sure what your workout is going to look like yet, no worries. I'm going to tie it all together at the end. All right, let's move on to one of the most helpful exercises for your first chin-up or pull-up: assisted chin-ups and pull-ups. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this, and each have their pros and cons. You can use a band, put your foot into it, and use that for your assisted chin-ups or pull-ups. Now, this is really easy to gauge progress as you start using thinner and thinner bands. The one downside, though, is that it doesn't give consistent assistance. So at the very bottom, when the band is stretched out, you get a lot more assistance than at the very top when the band isn't stretched out as much. You can also use your feet on a box or a bench. Now, this is great in the fact that you don't need any extra equipment, and you get nice consistent assistance throughout the entire movement. The downside, though, is that it's a little bit harder to gauge progress. You're not quite sure if you are assisting as much as you did maybe last time or even last rep. You might also use a machine for your assisted chin-ups as well, too. This is great in that it does give you consistent assistance, but it's not really, of course, available to a lot of people. And then finally, if you've got a workout buddy, you can actually have them assist you in your chin-ups or pull-ups. For this, it's a simple matter of crossing your ankles behind your body, and then your buddy can grab onto your feet and help lift a bit of your body weight as you're doing your assisted chin-ups and pull-ups. However you do it, these are gonna be your bread and butter movements, and you can do them with the chin-up grip or the pull-up grip. All right, I just gave you a ton of different options for the assisted chin-up: band, feet, machine, and even your workout buddy. Which one do you like the best? Comment below with your favorite assisted chin-up variation. Whatever variation you do choose, you can look to start off with about 3 sets of 8 reps or 4 sets of 6 reps. All right, so we're working assisted chin-ups and they feel great, but a real chin-up still might feel miles away. Let's take a look at some of the exercises that are gonna help bridge that gap. Enter top holds and bar hangs. Both of these will get you used to holding onto the bar without any assistance. But of course, you will use assistance when you first start off. For the top hold, you want to get to the top of the movement and then hold that position for the desired time. Again, as I mentioned, you're going to use assistance to first start off, but over time, you should be putting more and more weight in your arms. For the bar hang, you're going to be hanging at the bottom of the movement. And just like before, you're going to be using your feet to assist when you first start off. Over time, you'll use less and less assistance from your feet until you're hanging off the ground with no assistance. When that bar hang is feeling great, you can then level it up further by actually retracting your shoulders and shoulder blades down away from your ears. This is going to be a tougher variation, but it's really going to get you ready for the beginning of the chin-up. When you can hold unassisted at the top of the movement for 5 to 10 seconds and hang from the bottom of the movement for a good strong 30 seconds, then you're ready to go on to the next exercises. All right, the next exercise to look at is the chin-up and pull-up negatives. Now, the negatives are the controlled lower down of the chin-up and the pull-up. Now, notice I said controlled. We want to be able to lower ourselves down to a 3 to 5 second count. If you're dropping too fast, take a step back and work on your top holds a little bit more. To do the exercise though, you're going to get to the top of the movement, pick up your feet slowly, and then lower down under control the entire time. Make sure you fight it for the entire range of motion, even at the very bottom. If you are working negatives, you are so close to your first chin-up. When you can lower yourself down controlled for several reps, you're ready to try your first chin-up. All right, it all comes together now. Grab the bar tight and engage the shoulders with the strength you got from bar hangs. Pull down hard with the muscles worked during assisted and negative chin-ups and get yourself up and over the bar, just like the top hold. Success! All right, now time to do a victory dance, or primal scream is also acceptable. Congrats on your first chin-up. It's the start of many more chin-ups to come, as well as plenty of other crazy strength exercises to challenge you. Sky's the limit. All right, let's recap and tie it all together. So after a nice easy warm-up, you're gonna wanna work one of 3 exercises depending on your strength. You can either work bar hangs, assisted or unassisted, for 30 seconds of total time. And by that I mean, if you have to take a break in the middle of that 30 seconds, it's totally okay. Just make sure you amass 30 seconds total. Or you could work top holds, assisted or unassisted, for 3 sets of 5 to 10 seconds. Or if you're working chin-up negatives, you'll want to work 4 sets of 1 to 2 repetitions, making sure to stop if the form starts to get a little sloppy. After one of those exercises, you'll then go into your main pulling work. This might consist of one-arm dumbbell rows, or bodyweight rows, or assisted chin-ups or pull-ups. Whichever one you choose, 3 sets of 8 repetitions or 4 sets of 6 repetitions is a pretty good place to start. After all that, it's still really good to get some bar hang time in. So look to do that either assisted or unassisted for anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds total time. And then finally after that, if you need it, work the front plank. Again, looking for 60 seconds total time for that exercise. If you need more programming ideas, we've got a ton in our article on getting your first pull-up or chin-up. Check it out in the links below. And if you want even more guidance, we have a 7-week chin-up challenge in our app, Nerd Fitness Journey. It's helped tons of nerds go from 0 chin-ups to multiple chin-ups. Check that out as well in the description below. And if you want more expert advice, check out Nerd Fitness Coaching, where you can team up with a coach like me to help you reach your goals no matter what they are. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video and found it helpful. These are always a ton of fun to make. If you did like the video, please feel free to give it a big old thumbs up. And if you want to see more from Nerd Fitness, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you're immediately alerted when we put out a new video. All the best with your first chin up. Take care. Now, if you're not sure what your look like is gonna look like, for the top hold, you wanna get to the top of the move. I can taste it. We've got this workout space to ourselves right now, but it does get busy and a little noisy. So I'm actually gonna transport to my office. All right, let's get started.